My name's Ben, and today we've got one of my favourite cars of all time to show you around. This is a 2023 on a 73 registration BMW M3 competition, and most importantly about this particular example is this is an ultimate pack car, which means you get almost every option included. There is actually an option on this car which is over and above standard, which I also would consider very important, which is the M exterior carbon fibre pack, but we'll show you that as we walk around, point out what that includes. The car's finished in Brookland grey, which again is a really popular colour on these new generation M cars, and complemented really nicely by this half Silverstone, half black, extended merino leather interior. And we'll start at the front. It's a one owner car from new, 4,000 miles from new, and very importantly has had its running in service carried out by BMW. But start at the front and we'll point out what the ultimate pack includes for you. So first of all, from BMW, and again, a lovely option was to have the M anniversary badges fitted. Quite an expensive option from BMW, actually, if you know how much they cost. And just in between the kidney grills in the front here, you'll see the forward-facing camera. The car's got a 3D surround camera system fitted. And then at the lower half of the kidney grill, you'll see the radar. So the car's got adaptive cruise control and BMW Pilot Assist, so it will sort of semi-autonomously drive itself on a dual carriageway or motorway. Coming just to the side of the kidney grille, our first part of the exterior carbon fibre pack, so these lower air vents with these huge scoops for air, all finished in gloss carbon fibre, and really nicely contrast that Brookland grey paintwork. And then we have BMW's laser lights, so again, that's given away by the blue highlights in the centre of those LED beams there. And then again, sort of BMW's updated Angel Eye style running lights. And this is actually, in my opinion, sort of the last generation of these Angel Eye lights, because the later facelift models, which have just come out, have just got a single line, so almost the end of an iconic headlight for BMW. And coming around the side, we've got the 826M forged alloy wheels, 19-inch at the front, 20-inch at the rear, so sort of split fit, and they're finished in jet black, which is a really nice, again, beautiful contrast against that Brookland grey, with those 50th anniversary badges in the centre, and with the red painted brake calipers with the M logo down the sides there. Again, this sort of M3 side vent, so you can differentiate it from any 3 Series. I mean, on these later generations, you're never going to get one of these confused with a standard 3 Series. And then the next part of our exterior carbon pack, these M door mirrors, so they, obviously being an M car, they almost go across to join the A pillar at the top there, which is a really nice sort of aero flick. And we've got that exposed carbon fibre roof, a rather famous feature of M cars now, or certainly M3s anyway. Keyless entry on the doors, and then if you have a look inside, the beautiful interior, so extended merino leather across the whole dashboard and door cards in black and Silverstone, so a beautiful contrast. All of the carbon fibre interior trims, and then again, obviously those carbon fibre bucket seats, which is sort of the key highlight of the car, in my opinion. They're a really incredible seat, and we'll talk more about them as we get around the driver's side. But when you have a look in the back in a second, you're just going to see how stunning they look. They are incredibly good looking seats. Privacy glass on the rear 3/4, and then just have a look inside. Again, those full exposed carbon fibre shells to the back of the seats. It's a really stunning seat to look at, and really intricately designed and very comfortable as well. And then lots of space in the back, still 3 seats in the back as well, so still easily a 5-seater car, no problem at all. And then coming round to the rear of the car, we've got the carbon fibre spoiler lip on the top of the boot, and then down at the bottom, the diffuser, the sort of inner section of the diffuser here, again finished in gloss carbon fibre with these new quad exhaust pipes, huge exhaust pipes on these, much bigger than the last generation of M3, and they do sound great, these cars. Power tailgate, so if I just push the button, that will open itself up, and then we do have a very big boot in there. Apologies for the floor mat, but we do have a very big boot and 2 levers in the roof to fold those middle row seats flat if you do need a bit more space going all the way back. Just push the button there, that will close down, and then the reverse camera on the boot there as well. And then coming around the driver's side, we'll jump inside, and just before we do so, if you have a look at the door mirror, you'll see in the top right-hand corner of the door mirror, there is a triangle there, and that will illuminate orange for blind spot monitoring, which is a really nice touch. And then I'll just jump inside these beautiful bucket seats and talk you through some features on the interior. So starting on the driver's door card, as I touched on before, that extended merino leather, so the tops of the door cards in the black leather, and then the Silverstone sections throughout on the armrest and the inner door card sections here. Memory settings for the driver's seat, and then power folding, electrically adjustable door mirrors. And down on the speaker grille here, you'll see the Harman Kardon surround sound system, which is a really nice touch. And there's also a boot release on the door card down there as well. And now I'll fire the car up and talk you through some of the interior systems. So the car does have a ghost immobiliser fitted, which will obviously be supplied to the next owner. So I'll just run through that whilst we're sat here and get the car in motion so we can use all of the features. And it does have BMW's personal assistant, so you'll see that has come up on the screen, and it will talk to you. It's very, very clever. It will listen to what you're saying. You can hear it's actually talking to me at the moment, but I'll just quieten that down. But it's very clever, and I'll just turn that radio down as well. Starting with the steering wheel here, it is the carbon fibre steering wheel, so you've got these sections in exposed gloss carbon fibre, which fits in with those interior trims really, really nicely. It's very adjustable. There is a lever under here, and it will come forwards, backwards, up and down very, very nicely. Heated steering wheel as well, so the button at the bottom there will activate the heated steering wheel, and if I press that, it will turn on. On the right hand side we have multimedia controls and some controls for our sort of new generation virtual cockpit here. So as you will have already noticed by now, this does have the more updated BMW iDrive system. It's the latest iDrive system that you can have on a BMW, and there's lots to talk about in that. But the cockpit in front of us here on the driver's side is slightly customizable in what you can see. So in the center at the moment, where we've got sort of the icon of the car with the door open, you can have the navigation map there, you can have what music's playing, lots of different options as to what you can do on that screen in front of me. On the left hand side of the steering wheel, we've got our adaptive cruise control buttons and our pilot assist, which we touched on before. So as I said, the car will autonomously drive itself on a dual carriageway. On the indicator stalk, we've got our button to turn on the laser lights. So down on the bottom there, you can turn that on or off if you just wish to have it as manual high beam. And then out in front of me, it may be difficult for the camera to pick up, but we have a heads-up display, which again is probably sort of the most detailed heads-up display I've seen. So it's actually got full colour, so you can have red or blue. There's lots of things you can do on this new heads-up display. I've never been in an M car which has got that, and it's very nice to see. And then coming over to the centre screen, where there is a lot to cover. So as I mentioned, BMW's latest system, so you can scroll across and you've got all of these sort of shortcuts on the main screen here itself. But if I go back across to the right into the menu here and press this tile button, you'll see all of the options on tiles, and there's just so many different screens you can go into and different settings, you know, all sorts of stuff. Drift analyzer, lap timers for the sections of the car, Android Auto. It is obviously a touchscreen as well. It's wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and it's probably one of the biggest screens in a small saloon car like this that you could have these days. If I just put that on the map, you can see just how big the map is. And if I go back onto BMW's map as well, it's an absolutely huge sat-nav screen and infotainment screen. Pop the car into reverse. We've got the reverse camera on the left hand side, and you'll see our bird's eye view on the right hand side, and you'll see from the buttons we've got full 3D cameras, so if I touch that I can drag myself around the car using the buttons over here, and it's very, very cool what you can see. Obviously driver's door's open at the moment, and you will notice on the right hand side the reverse assistant. So a lot of people, if you've watched videos of these cars online, you'll know exactly what that does. But when you drive forwards, I don't know the exact distances, but for say 20, 30, maybe 50 meters or so, the car will remember your movements, and you can press that button and it will reverse exactly in the movements that you drove in. So very, very clever settings. If you get yourself into a parking space which is a bit tight, you can just turn that on and it will back you out of the parking space. You don't have to do anything. Coming down the centre of the console here, we've got wireless phone charging pad under there, and obviously 2 cup holders and this beautiful carbon fibre trim. Our gear stick in the centre, and then again lots of shortcut settings. So obviously the customizable M modes on the steering wheel we can do through the buttons down here. The switchable valves in the exhaust, again on by default in an M car, but you can turn those off if you wish to do so. And then our controls for that iDrive system, a huge storage space under here with USB-Cs in them. And again, just important to note about these bucket seats, you feel so comfortable in these seats because it's one of those seats where it'll take a while to get used to, but once you are used to them, you don't even notice them. They just grip you beautifully. And you still have adjustment down here for the side bolsters, so you can tighten or loosen these side bolsters on you if you want to. And obviously the seats are fully electrically adjustable, forwards, backwards, up and down, and the backrest as well. And I'll just switch off, jump outside. Hopefully I've not missed anything, but obviously being an ultimate pack, there's so much stuff on this car that it's very difficult to cover everything, but lots of things you can't see, like BMW's drive recorder built in. There's just so much to talk about. But as I touched on at the beginning, a one-owner car from new in Brookland grey with a Silverstone and black extended merino leather interior. And at the time of doing this video, this is the only 2023 Ultimate Pack rear-wheel drive BMW M3 available to buy, and it's just an incredible example. My name's Ben, I hope the video's helped, and thank you very much for watching.